rock and roll.
Well, hello and welcome to the Daily Atheist Morning Show. I am your host, the amazing Super Chris Mallard. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I did. It was a pretty good weekend. Ryan is here, the evil Ryan. She's joining me. She just dropped in perfect timing. I'm going to find out how she did for her weekend and what you guys did for your weekend. And we're going to talk about a whole bunch of stuff like hell. We're going to talk about hell and divorce. We'll be back in a minute. An honorarium of our president. Today's world is confusing, and there's too much information for one person to make sense of it all. Which credit card should I pay off first? Is non-fat milk good for me? Who should I vote for? Let's face it, if you can't figure out high-interest milk, then how can you be expected to make political decisions that influence a country of over 325 million people? Well, that's why there's fascism. Fascism is the political, social, and economic system for today's world. The Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines fascism as a political philosophy, movement, or regime that exalts a nation, and often race, above the individual, and that stands for a centralized autocratic government headed by a dictatorial leader, severe economic and social regimentation, and forcible suppression of the opposition. Choose this ideology and life will be easy. Did you ever look at someone who uses really big words and think, I wish those libs would just disappear? Well, under fascism, your dreams can come true. Under fascism, you won't have to worry about the pesky little things like brown people or atheists, or who in your country is entitled to basic human rights and who is not. Hint, hint, the answer is nobody. Yes, friends, this truly is the final solution you've been looking for. And if you're concerned if this form of authoritarianism will be up to your high standards, don't worry. American fascism will be the best fascism in the world because it's been endorsed by Jesus. So go out and destroy freedom and democracy by getting fascism today. Paid for by the Fascio Conservative Party, formerly known as the GOP. All right, and we are back, and I have got my co-host Ryan here with me. How are you doing this morning, Ryan?
Bum, ba, bum. I'm here.
That is awesome. I'm going to tweak our little colors. I actually screwed with my colors here, so no, you're all right. You're all right. Because my shirt's a little darker.
Oh, right. Yeah, you got green on today. Look at you.
Let's see if I can balance this just enough to where we don't look too bad.
Easy being green.
You can see through me. I got star boobies. That's all right.
Ooh. Oh, that's the Damn Network shirt.
Yeah. That's the Damn Network shirt. That's awesome.
Nice.
One my daughter made me. Awesome.
Oh, your daughter made that?
Yes.
Very good job, daughter.
It's a custom, one and only kind of situation. Good morning, Nancy. Lisa for Truth is here. Robin Webster's here. Really is here. Kelly, the Detroit Queen Atheist King is here. Muttley Von Erich. Muttley, how are you doing? Hope you're doing good over there in England land, in Europa. Ambush Apostate. Good morning, Ambush Apostate. And of course, we've got Nancy. The wonderful Nancy is here this morning. Thank you all for joining us. Oceanus Helios, Chick Magnate. Wow. Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for joining us. So did you have a good weekend, Ryan?
I did a lot of moving. A lot of, my daughter and her, they brought just carloads. So it's just 2 carloads, but trying to figure out where to put it for now until we get everything cleaned up.
2 carloads.
Yeah.
But still
good.
That's just the beginning.
Only the beginning.
You know how it is. It's life. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Did you have a good weekend otherwise, though? I guess.
Otherwise, it was fine. Didn't really do anything too cray-cray. What about yourself? Do anything fun?
I worked on another video. Yeah, I've been working on another video, still learning. That seems to take forever. Part of the reason why it's taking forever is, again, I'm making things so it doesn't have to take forever. But it's just taking a long time. So I'm getting that. I'll have it done shortly after the show today, and I'll have it posted tomorrow. And let's see. I watched my football game. My team lost.
Oh.
Well, it was a preseason game. Yeah. So it didn't really count. Not a real game. And the evil one, her team, the Seattle Seahawks, they got my our quarterback from last year who almost took us to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And
they stole him.
Yeah, and he's doing really good over there already, just because, you know.
I don't get football. I don't know. It's football. Just I don't
A lot
get
of
it.
people don't. Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't get it. It's so weird. The whole trading, swapping people back, and like I just don't. It just kind of ruins it for me.
Yeah. Well, you know, one of the things I don't really get is the fantasy football. I don't get that at all. Why you would do that? Why you just go?
I feel like the fantasy football is more, to me, that's even, I don't know. I think that could be more fun than the actual game because you can just pick whoever the hell you want. But I mean, how?
Right.
I don't know.
But I mean, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, but that's nothing. But that's exactly how like I feel about the game itself, because as long as you can buy the player that you want, i.e. choose the player that you want for your team. I don't know.
Well, you can say that about any sport. Any sport you could say that about.
Oh, do they switch like that on every single sport? Just like,
well, I don't know, but I mean,
teams?
like, how do they get players? Yeah, you hear about LeBron James going from this team to that team. They just buy them out. Whoever's got the most money buys the player. Their contract runs out, so they get purchased. They'll be a free agent for a little while, looking for somebody new to go buy out, and whoever's got the biggest money. I'm a free agent now. Michael Jordan. Who's got the biggest money? It's the same thing, you know. I mean,
yeah. I guess I just don't. I just think it's weird, and I don't like it. But that's just me.
Okay, that's all right. Cool. Curling is the #1 true sport, according to Giles. Good morning, Giles.
Curling.
How are you doing? Yes. Yeah. I remember.
I don't know if I could do the curling.
Richard Dean Anderson would joke about it. You know, do you know who he is? Remember who he is? MacGyver. Oh,
MacGyver. Yes.
Yeah.
I do know who MacGyver is.
He joked about it about curling a couple of times during Stargate, during his Stargate series. Oh, good morning, Austin Sims. How are you doing? I hope you had a good weekend. Marduk won. That is cool. Good morning. Let me check out our poll. Curling rocks, according to Chick Magnet. I've seen it a couple times. I guess it kind of rocks. It's an interesting looking.
Curling weights. I can do that.
Our poll of the day is going really well. It's about what are your thoughts on hell, and we've 34 votes already and 9 comments for already. I just posted a little while ago. You guys are really passionate about hell.
People like hell.
They do. Part of the reason why I chose this topic for today is because me and the evil one this weekend were planning the
planning on going to hell,
the post-baptismal or post-mortem baptismal kit thing.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yes.
Got to get that on the market.
Yeah. So we were working on that, and I was like, well, what are your thoughts? We joke around about it. The options are it's a tool to control people. 65% of people have already chosen that. 12% of the people said if real, it's where Jerry Falwell and Jimmy Swaggart should be. Just saying. Number 15 for 15% of the people said as imagined, like we always joke it to be, it's where all the cool people are. Okay, so it's where all the cool people are. I'm thinking, because I am who I am and you are who you are, I'm thinking like, Carl Sagan and, liberal left wing, I don't know, all the cool people
down there.
Yeah,
the people,
Christopher Hitchens and
look up to.
Yeah. We'd walk in, we'd like, hey, everybody, how you doing? We'd hug. It'd be great because they're awesome. I noticed one person, an individual commented, I don't recognize their name. Frankie Marinino. Okay. Marinino says, LOL. So Hitler is cool because he's rotting in hell. Got it. Makes perfect sense. I didn't say that.
But who's to say that?
That's 2 different options. One is that if it's real, people are rotting there. And the other one is it's a joke and it's a cool place to be. The bad place where it's real is where the bad people are rotting, clearly. I mean, I don't get what this person is trying to say unless they think Hitler's cool. Wouldn't surprise me a bit today.
Who's to say that Hitler's in hell? I mean, I would say if there is a heaven and a hell, like I actually believe in it, then I would say, yeah, he deserves to be where there's like the bad place.
Right.
But who's to say that in his point of view, I'm certain he probably felt what he was doing was the right thing or the Christian thing.
Is that how it works? Whenever you get up to heaven, they go, well, it doesn't matter what you did. did you feel it was the right thing? Is that how it works? I don't think that's how it works.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
I don't know, but I don't think that's how it works.
I don't know.
But go ahead, go on.
Oh no, I just from Christians' point of view, it just seems like, well, as long as at the end of the day, before you go, you sign out and you do your atheist deathbed confession and you switch teams, all can be forgiven. At least that's the opinion I get. Maybe that's not for all Christians, but
Right.
a lot of the flavors.
Well, I mean that is one thing. Going, oh, I have sinned. Forgive me on my deathbed. And the other one is, I also
think he probably felt he was doing the right thing too. I think it's a little bit of both.
Gotcha. And that's what I'm saying. The other one is, those are kind of anyway.
Oh yeah,
it's not a real place anyway, so it doesn't matter.
No, damn it. We need to figure this out. I need to know who's in this fake hell.
Right. So that's kind of the thing. It's again, it depends on who you are and how much you know about biblical history and all that other business, so I'm actually working on a video about that myself. Good morning, Neuro Geezer. Misinterpretations is here. Marduk 1. They have to check the book to see if you're in it. Maybe they have an iPad now. Oh yeah, the Holy Book. Is it St. Peter? Is it St. Peter who's supposed to be at the Holy Gate? Letting people in.
Peter? I
is
actually
it
don't know. Is it Peter or Paul? Peter sounds right.
Maybe it's Peter.
How come Peter gets that job? Like what?
I don't know.
What in the Bible makes people think that he's the one that?
Yeah, why would he do that?
Would get that, and why would he want that job? Like, could you imagine all day, every day, just seeing like a streams of thousands upon thousands of people, and like you got to make a decision right then and there? Oh,
Peter is TSA. Peter is heavenly TSA.
Remove your shoes. How many times I have to tell you? Remove your shoes.
Hat, belt, watch, all in the bucket, separate buckets, laptop.
Like, come on. We need to make this go a lot faster.
Yeah.
Poor Peter.
So yeah.
He didn't sign up for that shit.
He really didn't. And that's the whole deal. A whole eternity. I don't know. I don't think the people who wrote the Bible knew what eternity was. I don't think they had an idea.
I mean, even I don't have an idea of what
I was thinking that too. How do we conceive that we talk like we do billions of years old and all that business, but those are numbers that for me are eternity.
No, put me in solitary confinement for a week and that would feel like an eternity.
There you go.
But goddamn if it's not nothing, So I to fathom that.
Yeah, that'd be a tough one. I don't know. But that's kind of the whole body of our skit that we were talking about, up in heaven, that described as being powerfully boring. And we're gonna run with that. Good morning, Kelly Laughlin. Thank you for joining us. I hope you had a great week. Lisa for Truth is here. Wouldn't that job logically fall to Jebus? I don't think so. Would it? Would it fall to Jesus? Would he be the gatekeeper? I'm the key master. Are you the gatekeeper? Which one?
Jesus has to wear a lot of hats.
Yeah, he's got shit to do. He's got to be slaying non-believers and stuff like that in his bloody robe in Revelations. Ambushed apostate. Ryan, there's Ryan. One of the comments, Dark Engine 5931, one of the comments had to do with let me see here. Revelations 18 tells us everything we need to know. Good morning, Grumpy Librarian. About the psychology of hell. It's entirely about revenge on the Christians' enemies. In their view, punishing their enemies is a feature, not a bug.
Yeah.
In a perfectly loving God. That's a feature, not a bug, in a perfectly loving God. That bitterness they harbored as we ridiculed them is what drove their post-biblical concept of hell to the heights and depths it is today. It's interesting. Good point. Good points. I really think a lot of it is people aren't buying it. They're not buying our shit, and we got to up the stakes of what happens if you don't. Yeah, Now we have some people here in the chat who are at the back cruise this weekend. Feel free to let us know how it went. I'm looking forward to.
Oh yes, I want to know.
Yeah, did the bats show up? I'm hoping the bats showed up. It's possible they didn't.
Bat cruise.
They may have gotten my memo and left and not been there. So I don't know. We'll see. Busy partying, says Kelly. That's good. Did you see any bats? Yes, he hasn't mentioned any bats yet. I think it's supposed to be like the world's largest bat thing or some business, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever see those big fruit bats?
I love those things. They look like sky puppies, don't they?
Them.
Don't they? Yeah.
Their little faces are so cute.
They're so cute. They're like sky dogs.
They are. Oh my God.
Yeah.
They look like little
puppies.
sky puppies. Oh,
Yeah.
I want to pet them.
And seals are water dogs, aren't they? Yeah. They're just kind of. I don't know. And cows are like dogs. What kind of shirt you got there? What's that say?
This is the one I got from Dave's shop. This fool had it coming.
That's awesome. Way to go.
This fool had it coming.
Is Dave here this morning? I haven't seen.
I have not seen the Davester.
The Blair Twitch Project is here. First time viewer here. How is everyone?
I like that name.
How are you doing?
The Blair Twitch Project.
The Blair Twitch.
That's really cool. I like that movie. I know, you know what I mean. Not that.
Yeah.
That movie freaked me out because I thought it was real, and then I found out it wasn't real.
Well, that's how they threw it out there, right? For quite a while.
Yeah.
We were all young back then. I was pretty young.
I was young.
VHSs were kind of the technology. It was all new, and it looked real. They did a really good job.
They did. It was, and even now, knowing that it wasn't real, I still think it was a great movie.
Oh yeah.
I think they did a great job with the propaganda, putting it out there, the PR, because it did exactly what it was meant to do.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
At least for me, anyhow. I was scared. I was scared.
Yep. I want to say, let me look and see when that came out. Let me look and see, because I want to say Blair.
I want to say 90. 90.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
8
Project 1999. Oh, there we go. Okay. Blair Witch Project 1999. So that's a long time ago. That was before I had left religion, and I still, to a slight degree, believed in magical things. I was still looking for.
Yeah.
I was still seeking out, trying to find out, is this real? Is it not real? Right. I don't know. So even though, there were a lot of parts of it that I wasn't really sure. It's kind of hard to admit that I may have believed in magical things back then, but that's just how it was. Let me look here. But yeah, it was a good flick. I've seen a couple. They've tried to recreate that. They just have not been able to do it.
No, I don't know. At least for me, the magic would be gone. Maybe the next generation, if they put it out similarly, they could get them.
Yeah. Well, I've seen some other found footage movies that were different. Like I saw this one, it was on the moon, and these spacemen go out there, and they land on the moon, and they find this recordings of this previous
moon landing.
Yeah, and it's kind of like that, and it's all scary and everybody else.
That actually sounds interesting. That would be cool.
Yeah,
you uncover something and then realize shit.
Yeah, the whole premise of Cloverfield, the original movie, is all found footage.
Okay.
Have you seen that one?
Which is it called?
Cloverfield.
Yes. I have seen Cloverfield.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. It's kind of fun. It's a hard watch because it shakes a lot.
It does. Some people could not watch it.
Yeah, I found versions where they've used Steadicam software to kind of hold it in place as much as they can to make it not suck.
I still liked it, but it was a bit much. But that doesn't bother me. The motion doesn't get to me as much as some people it really gets to. I can kind of deal with it.
Yeah. Sometimes, I hate to say it, but I want to say the older I get, the more I feel I'm susceptible to those kind of things. Spinning around in a circle and getting dizzy. When I was a kid, I'd do that for forever. I'd get just stupid dizzy, but now I just get a little dizzy. I'm like, man, this don't feel good at all. This is
I get
not
naturally
good.
dizzy. Yeah, I know. I get naturally. I still enjoy spinning, but I get dizzy and everything goes black, every day, all the time.
Well, you remember that time Miss Tertia was on the show and she was messing with her phone the whole time, and I was just having a hard time watching because it was just, and I was blaming it on other people. People in the chat are having a hard time watching it, but it was me. Oh my goodness, I was like, man. But I think that was going through my headaches too back then.
Yeah, you were still kind of coming out of that really bad. Yep. You had.
I see Puck in the chat.
Yes, I haven't seen Puck in a long time.
Me either. Snuck by. Says in the chat, hanging out. Yeah. Yeah. The Blair Twitch Project. Awesome. Nice to have you with us. Yes, that was a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see here. Now, me and the evil one this weekend, we watched Gladiator 2. Have you seen Gladiator 2? Have you seen Gladiator? I actually enjoyed Gladiator. It's an older movie,
Let me look up
with Russell Crowe. Gladiator 2 was unfortunate, start to finish. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate. It was hard to watch. Oh, it's powerful, hard to watch. Me and the evil one were like, oh my goodness, this is 2 hours and 30 minutes. Oh my goodness.
One of those.
It was not good.
I don't remember seeing the first one, probably, but I sometimes with violent movies, it's difficult for me to watch.
Marduk asked
the JW.
Oh yeah, no doubt. JW Marduk asked, the evil one is the wife. Yes, the evil one is the wife. She's home today. She's in the other room doing wife stuff. Today? Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah, she gets every Monday off. So
okay. Monday's her day.
Yeah, Monday, yeah. Austin Sims, the Blair Twitch Project. I visited every place that I can. Please. That's as far as the being, again, I like ghost hunters and all this stuff. They go into a castle and they're talking to a ghost and they're following the ghost around, and this ghost wants this, and they're talking to the ghost in English, but it's a 16th century German castle. Are you speaking 60 year? I mean, use your reason. Is any ghost in that castle going to be talking something you could understand?
It learned English. Right? What are you talking about?
Right. Yes, it picked it up, obviously. Dark Engine 53931 says, oh my God, Gladiator 2 sucked big donkey balls.
Oh, donkey
yes,
balls.
It did. It did. And it said Ridley Scott. It's the same guy who did Alien. I think he did the first movie. And but that was kind of what gave the film the weight to make me want to watch it. I was like, oh hey, really it had some good characters in it. But it had we talked about it on the show the other day, some of the dumb shit it had going. But it was a powerful, hard watch. Have any of you guys seen Murderbot? Have you seen Murderbot?
Murderbot?
Murderbot.
I don't think so.
It's cute. It's a one season. They got one season out. I think there's 10 or 12 episodes. Each episode is 20 minutes long.
Okay.
So it's short, easy to digest. It's great. It's just really good. I don't want to spoil too much of it, but let me see here. What is going on? Trip. Why haven't the Chinese never seen a black midget ghost? Or why hasn't a white king ever seen a ghost of an overly hairy, unkempt caveman? These are great questions. One of the, if we're going to stay on the ghost part of it, I like that. Let's talk about that for a moment. On my mom. One of the things that got me was that they say, how those scientist people are, they say, but there's been like 106 billion people on this planet since of our form, humans, since we've started, 106 roughly billion people. And we don't even have to go on that. You can just kind of know there's 7 or 8 billion of us now. That means a lot of dead people over the past 300 to 500 years. Just going back that far.
Right.
Why aren't there ghosts everywhere doing shit all the time? All the freaking time. Why isn't Ted Koppel's grandmother's ghost and they're straightening his tie? All the time. Why isn't this happening all the time? Because there's so many of them. And that's not even counting the dogs and the cavemen and the other, everything else that must, whatever's got a soul. I just think the notion of ghosts is I just think there'd be so many of it. The evidence would be so obvious.
Yeah.
Just because there's been so
every
many.
Square inch basically of this planet would be filled with a ghost feeling like, oh God, it's so crowded. Yeah. So crowded in this dimension.
Who doesn't have a deceased ancestor that would love to tell you how to do your life better. My dad would be right here, here we go. I like that evil one. She's good.
Well,
and
in past traditions, we used to honor our ancestors. Ancestor worship, or I don't know if worship is the right word, but reverence was truly important. And nowadays, we take our dead out to some field somewhere and then never think of them. Not everybody, I'm not saying, but over hundreds of years, there's just dead people out and nobody knows who the F they are. It's kind of weird how I wish we would get back to like the tradition of really caring about our family and where we came from.
That's interesting. I get it. And that, carrying our bodies out and just dumping them and forgetting about them, that's one thing. We also burn them and carry the ashes out to nowhere and spread that everywhere.
That to me is like, at least I don't know, at least it's not taking up space. At least I don't have miles and acres of land with just bodies chilling there that nobody's respecting. At least if you turn me back into dust, I'm not taking up space. I'm gone for good. Or turn me into a tree. I don't know if it's possible, but I'd be down with that as well. And then you could even plant me somewhere, if I'm lucky, into a park. Shit, make a whole park of dead people.
There you go. A whole park of dead people.
I'd actually go there and visit. I think it would be quite peaceful.
It would be one thing.
Am I weird?
It might be. It would be one thing, like if you're returning back to the dirt, if they did kind of put you in just like a box, in your body in a box, just you
like a pine box or something.
Yeah, put you in the ground. Because then you would get absorbed by the stuff. Right now, they put all these chemicals in you to make you look good and preserve you, and then they put you in a metal
lacquer cap. Yeah,
and it's just none of that can be good for anything.
Imagine like this. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I just feel like the water table would be polluted. I guess I'm wrong. I don't know, but
yeah, I don't know.
I ain't drinking the water near your cemetery.
I do appreciate the notion of worshiping, or not worshiping, but revering your ancestors and those who came before you, respecting them, giving them honor. Like, I know it's weird. It might sound weird. My father passed away in 2006, which is, wow, almost 20 years ago now. And I still text my twin brother on his birthday and say, happy birthday, Dad, So there's revering, and there's revering, and then there's worshiping, and I don't know. There's revering, and then there's pushing it too far. So I think some people
like passing down the stories. Like I know that people do that,
I love
but how many stories have probably just been forgotten that like my Jiddu knew, and so on and so forth, that just died with me because I wasn't really. I don't know. I kind of thought I'd have more time. Like I thought I'd have a paradise on earth to live forever and hear these stories and yada, yada, yada. And, come to find out, nope. Nope.
Yes. I've seen the ones that turn you into a tree. I think that's kind of cool. I'd be down for something like that. Yeah. I'm getting better than just being put in some kind of semi-steel box with lots of hard chemicals and shit that's just none of it's going to be good for the environment, and really it's all just to make some other people rich. It's like, how can we make money on dead people? It's capitalism.
It's a market.
And dead people.
It really is just a consumer market, and people go shop for caskets and vases, and I get it. It's fine. The whole thing is just kind of strange to me.
Yeah.
Taxidermy me, Marta.
Taxidermy me, pass me around to friends' houses. There you go.
You can just sit in the corner like this.
One of those ugly taxidermy jobs where the cat's like face is pulled back and its eyes are
like someone did not do justice to old Fido.
Yeah, it's like somebody who had never actually seen a cat, just heard about what they look like.
If an alien had to recreate a cat.
Yes, if you had to create one from feel, how would you do? Simply second Dave, I told my family that I wanted a Viking funeral pyre barge. Return me to the earth. Yes, and if you can find a virgin to throw on there, I guess they don't do that anymore, do they? Oh, wow. You probably can't.
Well, they might make it legal soon enough. You just wait.
Conservative. No, but I just meant they might be hard to find. It's kind
Oh, well.
for the same reason, because of the conservatives.
Yeah.
That's fucking bad. I'm a
Damn
bad
them.
man. Sometimes it can be explained by nearby weather systems. I'm not sure what you guys are talking about. Some tribes keep their dead. Sometimes whenever you get so locked in tradition that you don't progress as a society, I think that's harmful. That's what, if they're talking about some tribes keep their dead people. That's only, and it's only bad because other societies, civilizations that didn't stop in their tracks and continue to progress and didn't stop in tradition, they will advance and come conquer you every time.
And now we're regressing.
No shit, huh?
Sometimes progression just ends up being people regressing back to trying to rewind the clock. The good old days.
They dig up their relatives and dance with the bodies in East Africa. I've heard of that.
Oh, wow.
Some really wild things.
Dang.
Here's an interesting factoid since we're talking about dead people. Did you know that a lot of the female mummies that they find are really in really poor shape, as to where some of the male mummies are not that bad? And the reason why is because the girl mummies, they would actually, like if a female died in our household, we'd bring her home and let her stay and rot for like 3 days before we turned her over to the people who did the embalming. Because if you didn't, you had to worry about them violating, so they basically they let them get yucky before them. So that's why there's not so many good female mummies. Interesting.
Isn't that gross? It's so grotesque.
It really is. Yeah. I mean,
allegedly, Marilyn Monroe. I mean, I don't know. I've never looked it up, but allegedly her body was missing for a little bit, and they think maybe.
Oh, really?
So I could be. They could be making it up. How do I know? But I mean, she was a beautiful woman that the country was enamored with. You telling me that you get Marilyn Monroe and you're not telling your friends?
It's not like we don't have precedent. Let me tell you this story about the ancient Egyptians. How they used to. It goes back apparently. I don't get it myself. Didn't they have sheep? What's wrong with you? Don't you have a sheep?
Like, how could you be that desperate? Or is it not the desperation? Is it, again, just another control thing? Just like, rape is not necessarily about a sexual thing. It can just be simply about wanting to hurt somebody and take something from them. Maybe it's something like that too. Because how could that turn you on? Although I'm sure some do get a boner. I don't know.
It could be what we would call a perversion. I don't. Let's not use that term. Not that I want to make it sound right. A sexual deviance, just like people like big boobs, or people like big butts, or people like boys, or people like girls, or people like, whatever. People like dead people. Apparently, people like animals. Some people like animals, right? Some people like feet. Adam did. Adam went through them all, right?
Adam. Thousands. It must have taken thousands of years.
Yes. Secular feelinist says the Egyptians would leave women's bodies to rot before taking them in. Yep. Yeah. So when you think about it, that's thousands of years ago. If you think you've got people who that was actually a family job, I believe. I could just see how. I don't know. My brain is not. Why would somebody levitate to that kind of field of labor? I don't know. I don't know enough about their culture. I'm just going to shut up.
I don't know. I don't know why anybody would want that. I mean, I kind of wanted to do makeup on dead people before I thought about doing that, but it's hard to get it. It's hard to get a job in because once you're in there, they don't leave.
I understand the romancy. I don't understand the necro part.
Me either.
Yeah. Well, I wonder about that with the doing people's makeup and stuff, the post-mortem makeup for funerals. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
That's an interesting thing. Wow.
There's a lot to it. It's not, you have to learn how to sculpt people's faces and
Oh yeah.
hide all kinds of stuff.
Do you just do the makeup, or are you also responsible for like sewing their mouth closed and making sure their eyes are so, do you do
I don't
that,
think
or?
you do. Well, actually, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
Oh,
So I will not say because I don't know. Maybe
yes.
for certain jobs, the person in the morgue might do a little bit more up until a certain point, or
Gotcha.
I don't know.
Gotcha. Bomb Poppy corrected me. It's necrophilia, not necromancy.
My bad, necrophilia. I think I was the one who said necromancy.
Yeah. I mean, we're all cool for necromancy. Necrophilia is bad. And you see what That's all fun and games until someone's raised from the dead.
Necrophiliac, wasn't he?
I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant necromanciac.
Yeah, either one, kind of both, maybe, possibly. He raised those bodies. What did he do with them?
Using them for parts.
Wow. Frankenstein's Jesus.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
What's so funny is I was going to do a video the other day about Frankenstein's Yahweh. But anyway.
Real Frankenstein.
Well, because he's a Frankenstein god, but anyhow, besides the point.
Oh, right. We have got Big Zebra in the chat, kicking in the door this morning. Good morning, Big Zebra. Randall Flagg is here. That was one with Bill Murray, Lieutenant Jedi. Let's see, Bill Murray.
What's a zebra sound like?
Do
they
a horse with your eyes closed? A donkey. Sounds like a donkey. I think like they sound like yeah. That's kind of that's awesome. The co-host on the show, Andy Hall, the last co-host I had during he would always laugh breathing inward.
Oh yes.
It reminds me of your donkey there. I used to when I was bowling. That tells you how long ago that was. I'd get out there and I'd try to throw it and spin the ball so it'd go like that. And we would do these bowling leagues, and I probably had a mullet, whatever. We don't judge, right? Anyway, it was a long time ago. And I'd throw the ball out in there, and just as it got in there, I'd go, get off in there, like that. And it bang, and it might not, and it might not. And that's what I would do almost every time when I thought I was going to get a strike. And then this one guy who was kind of a jerk, he was just a jackass to everybody. He goes, like that.
What, to try to scare you?
Well, no, it's just what it sounded like whenever I did it. Because usually everybody else is behind you and you're speaking to the open alley in front of you. Right. So from behind me, it just sounded like I was going, Oh my goodness.
Oh,
there
boy.
Was that. Jimmy Carr inhale last. Does he?
Oh,
yeah, he does.
Yeah, he's got a.
Yeah, that man ain't right in the head. I really enjoy his comedy.
He's fucking weird as fuck.
Yeah, he's like one of those comedians that, man, I think he's funny as hell, but I would not leave him alone with anybody. Nobody. I didn't even go with the extent of saying children. I said
not let that man around your kids.
Man, that's something. Good morning, Simply Secular Dave. Thank you for joining us. Tilda Swinton played the mortician. I like Tilda Swinton. Are you familiar with who she is? No. I enjoyed her as Gabrielle in Constantine with Keanu Reeves. That was a good flick. Did you ever see that?
No, I'm not sure. Yes, I have seen Constantine.
Okay, so in Constantine at the end, there's this angel that comes out and hits him in the pool, and that's Tilda Swinton, and I think she does a good job. Simply Secular Dave. You'd leave me alone with Jimmy Carr? That's bad. There'd be some funny noises coming from that room. Ghostface says, I know who the devil is, and he chased me out of Christianity, not into Christianity, for he wears the robes of the shepherd. Anyway, good morning.
Oh.
Good morning, Ghostface. Yeah.
The devil wears the robes of the shepherd?
Yeah. Actually, here's the thing. I'm making a video today. The devil is not the big bad. I don't feel that most pastors and priests feel it is. Like if the pastor or priest could have a choice and leave you either in a room with either the devil or your own doubts. You're in the room with devil and faith or your own doubts. I think they would rather have you in the room with the devil than with your own doubts, because that's what pulls people away from
because the devil would just be considered a test.
Yeah. But a believer with doubts, I mean, that's part of the reason why they escalated that. Okay, well, if you have doubts, this is what's going to happen. Oh, now you're going to burn in hell. Right. Now you're burning in hell for all eternity. I mean, there was one time where, you remember some of in the Old Testament, some of the damnations were like, it wasn't that they were going to be damned in hell, but they were going to be cursed for 5 generations. 5 of your generations won't be allowed to the altar or some bullshit like that. You know, it was a lot.
Like your children your children will suffer your iniquities or something like that. Like it's going to be, like yeah, I remember.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And there's times though, whenever they I'll have to think about it. They do that where they curse them it's not just you, it's your children to the 7th degree.
Yes.
And, you know, we could use one as Canaan. Canaan is a good example of a child who's cursed. Or if you want to talk about someone who is cursed and their descendants were the ones who were punished for it, looking at you, Eve. This Bible is wacky fun, isn't it? No, you know, despite what they say, there's really not a lot of love in the Bible. Have you noticed that? I mean,
it's more based on fear and hate,
especially the OT. And the OT is the God. It's the God. The new T is just like the God's salesman.
It's like the
Jesus is just like the car salesman for God. That's kind of what it is. Slaps the hood on this thing. This is best God in 40 light years. That's kind of what Jesus is.
It's almost like they see the New Testament as the main movie. And then later the prequel came out and the prequel wasn't that good. So it's like, it's part of the series. We have to accept it. It's now in the culture, you know, it's in that worldview now, but we don't really watch that movie or pay attention to it anymore. It's all about the original.
I prefer the original episode 4, The Lack of Hope.
Oh yes, it warms my heart.
It does. Sapien Civil, what's that?
No, I was just like the whole concept of hell. It's so funny to me. I am thankful that like that's the one. I think it is the only one thing that I can say Jehovah's Witnesses did right. I think there may be one other thing, but I think that's the only thing they got right, because we didn't teach hell. Okay.
Well, I was curious about what your notions were about hell.
They surprisingly, again, this to me, I find it very surprising that they don't go with that notion, but they actually did break down the language, which they never do. But for some reason for hell, they decided to go into the scripture and, you know, what does Jesus say? What words does Jesus use? Jesus doesn't use hell. Jesus doesn't use Tartarus. Jesus uses Gehenna, and Gehenna isn't an afterworld or afterlife. It's an actual literal. It's a literal place that allegedly is where child sacrifice used to occur. The Valley of Hinnom, which Gehenna, and over time just allegedly became a trash dump. So it was a place of child sacrifice, so they say, and then a trash dump. So Jesus is using Gehenna as an illustration, or like
it's like the shit place to go.
Yeah, but basically, like you don't want to go there, but he never says
Cincinnati. Sorry,
never been there, so I can't comment. I've never been to Cincinnati, but it's been a it does have sin in the name, so
it does. I never realized that before. One of the things, I don't know why I've done this. I've done it probably since I was a teen. I was like, you know where little girls at Ligo, don't you? Cincinnati. And I don't know why I've done it. It's just one of my jokes. I don't know where I got it from. Now it makes sense. Sin. All these years I've been told there's sin in there. Sin is involved.
You picked up on it and you didn't know.
Puck. See, Puck is from Cincinnati. See, verifying my every word, justifying what I say. No, Puck says they're in Cincinnati. It's not that bad. Okay, it is that bad. I was near Cincinnati. I was close enough to Cincinnati whenever I was in Kentucky that I thought I was accidentally going to run into Cincinnati, because like the street signs and shit were like, Cincinnati's like right over here. And I was like, fuck no, I'm going this way.
Ah.
I've got a strange Kentucky house out in the middle of nowhere to try to get shot through the door on. Carceri sounds cool. Carceri sounds cool. Interesting. Brent Haven must have been a population of 1. The devil will just shun and be ghosting you. That sucks. Just devil. Imagine that. Oh, gotcha.
JW devil.
I see.
He just shun, unshun.
Wow. Well, I think really when you talk about that, it's interesting that they give Satan or the devil or whoever they're referring to all that much power, so much more power it seems than God has. It's like the he's everywhere. He can tempt you anywhere with every thought. He can tempt you. God doesn't seem to tempt you with every thought for some reason. I don't know why that is.
The Tanakh really, the devil or Satan. I prefer Satan, but sometimes devil just comes out. But he's just an undeveloped character in the Tanakh. Well, there's not too much about him. They mention him, but he's not the focus, right? Like we probably could, I don't know, if we asked ChatGPT, we could probably ask as many times like that character is mentioned. But when it comes to the New Testament, it's like, ooh, we've got this juicy little guy that we can start to blame problems on instead of just accepting we have things we need to take accountability for ourselves. We can just say, oh, it's this guy. And then centuries later, then it just continued to get upgrade and get worse and worse. And now the Satan is this guy that you can barely even find in the freaking Tanakh. It's really funny.
Right. Well, it's interesting that Satan tempts you and burns you. He tempts you in this life everywhere and then burns you in the afterlife. Allegedly.
So he gives you a good time and then he harms you. I don't know. He love bombs you, and then he really bombs you.
Big Zebra says at least 70s porn has a certain type of charm, but black and white is just wrong. Are we talking about temptations or how's that working out? I'm not sure how that is going. Kelly Laughlin. Oh, Left-Handed Jedi is here. Good morning, Left-Handed Jedi. I always thought Satan was a ghost story figure. Always taking at face value for what I read, just like I do go down to the bookstore and grab a NIV Bible off the shelf like some kind of rando who's never seen it and go study it. To me, it looks like Satan, as we have pointed out on this show, or the serpent at least, is bringing these victims freedom. They are victims of this evil God monster who wants to keep them ignorant, naked, manual labor, doing nothing but working. And I guess he likes watching them with their junk hanging out. Yeah. And that's the whole, and then he frees them from that. So to me, it seems like he would be a hero, the hero of the story, as it were. The serpent is a good guy, says Ghostface 98.
Agreed. Satan's the good guy. Yahweh was the pervert.
Absolutely.
Because it, like you said, with the naked, they were naked, had no knowledge that naked was even a thing to be bothered about. But then when they all of a sudden had a conscience, it was like, oh, this is like kind of not cool for other people to see my birthday suit. And God was like, oh shit, they just found me out. Okay, well now you got to cover yourself. Right. And now it's disgusting and you're going to be punished. Meanwhile, he was like, oh, they're
That's
naked.
Right. Now he can't perv on them anymore because they figured it out. Somebody told him and he can't perv on them anymore.
Damn it.
Fucked up his perfect garden.
You ruined his
right.
real life
He had,
porn
like,
movie. Like our life would just be a porn movie for
it's
him.
horrible. You know, he's got his azaleas over here, his roses over here, his mind and body slaves over here. His garden was perfect.
For him, it was absolutely stunning. You'd
And
never
Lucifer
want to leave.
came along and fucked it all up. I just want to say, though, really, all this points to a very, 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 pardon me for saying this, powerless God. This God is powerfully powerless. I mean, right from the beginning, it can't manage its own garden. It can't keep weeds out of its own lawn.
Nope.
And then once the you know, like you've heard the Shakespeare thing, the spider in the cup, you know, you'll drink out of this cup fine and you don't give a shit. But once you know there was actually a spider in that liquid in the cup, then all of a sudden, once your knowledge has been changed, it's not the same anymore. And you can't put that genie back in the box.
Yeah.
But why couldn't he? He's God. Why couldn't he fix anything? But he didn't. He went from having this garden to these people kicked out of the garden to this long story of his people that he wants to abuse and enslave and just literally just kind of, it's horrific. The story's horrific.
And it's just it is a long way to get to the good place, which is heaven. Like, what's the point? Just send us straight to heaven where there is no bad things. Like, okay, listen, God, just admit you created the earth, you done messed it up somehow for whatever reason, you didn't get it right. Mm-hmm. Now just let's skip all the bad part, just send us straight to heaven.
That's an idea. I like it. All his chosen people. Create heaven, create his chosen people, put their asses in heaven, done. You don't have to burn billions of people in hell for all eternity, which I don't really believe. You know, I don't think it
work.
Yeah. Less work. Less cruelty.
Less energy.
Cruelty is the point.
Makes you wonder.
Sapient Cephalopod said maybe Adam and Eve were furry apes, then they ate the fruit and all their hair fell off of them. Now they are naked apes. I heard this from some dipshit hippie Christian trying to work in science. Work science in.
That's how it works, though. You eat a banana and your hair falls out. So
that's what happened to me.
Not wrong.
Right. Well, it depends on where you put the banana.
Oh.
Yeah.
Put it in the freezer first. Just a suggestion.
That's a good idea. I would want to know. I want to know. Is it on the OnlyFans page or how do you know these things? Captive Desk is Good morning, Captive Desk. Dave, how are you? Dave and Simply Secular Dave. Lots of Daves here. Bald
Dave's
is the new
here.
blonde. That's what bald people say, Dave. I'm just saying. You know, they also just like that whole thing in acting. There's that, you know, there's no such thing as small parts, just small actors. That's what actors who get the big parts say. Yeah, to make you feel bad, better. Yeah, about not getting a big part. That's
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if I ever hear it again, I'm gonna punch him in the throat. I know you ain't talking to me.
Is that like it's an honor just being recommended for this award?
Yeah, maybe
when you didn't win.
I think so. Yeah.
God damn it! I wanted to win that shit. What are you talking about? Honor, my ass.
Randall Flagg, you talk about things that have serious implications, good or bad. I came in the middle of something. Adam and Eve were furry. I got that. Austin Sims, one of the dumbest young Earth creationists I've ever interacted with. Who is that stupid that they don't understand? I'm not saying plants and fungi are like, you know, whenever I've dealt with these young Earth creationists, I mean, I go into it knowing, well, I just don't go into it really. You know, just because there's just, you know who you're dealing with at that point? I mean, they've been exposed to all the knowledge. They know all the stuff. They've seen all the science, and yet they willfully choose to believe these other things, despite how flimsy the evidence and the arguments are. I mean, that person, in my mind, is a person who has a disconnection with reality that I find scary, you know?
Either they're just so hell-bound on being comfortable and argumentative to be comfortable in that fake reality they've created, or they do just believe it despite the evidence, which I don't, which couldn't be me. It couldn't be me.
Are they flat earthers?
I mean,
Are they
some
flat
are.
earthers? Well, I think some are. If you go by the description, I think some are
Bible,
flat
yeah.
earthers.
Well, because they believe in the dome and the God separated the waters from the waters, and there's pillars that hold the earth up, and it's weird.
I had a friend who's now an atheist who embraced science and reason, and he's awesome now. Whenever I started engaging with him about 12 or 13 years ago here in Albuquerque, whenever I first came back, he was still at the last edges of being a believer and a creationist. I don't know if he was really a creationist all the way. Anyway, the only reason why I'm saying this is because he used to think that the waters that flooded the earth came out from the big crack in the earth over in Arizona. What's that damn thing called? The Grand Canyon.
Really?
Grand Canyon. You couldn't think of, they thought the waters that flooded the earth came out of the Grand Canyon. That's what caused the Grand Canyon. Now, this is, of course, they're one little group of YEC, but
the place the water came out of is where it dried up from.
Yeah,
practically.
I don't know.
I don't know. That don't make sense to me.
It really doesn't. I don't know. The water came from under the ground, see, and squirted out. I don't know how they get that. I don't know how they get it either. I see the confused look on your face. Out. Right. That's exactly right.
The earth ejaculated water.
I'm all about that, in fact.
Hey, look, the earth will get its rocks off.
Hey. Yeah.
The first one to do it. Go for it.
On that note, we're going to take a break. Mother Earth is a major squirter, according to Austin Sims.
That's right. Yeah. Squirt, baby.
I'm going to run Wild Bill. We'll be back in a couple of minutes, guys. Then we'll do Theocracy Watch.
Hello, and welcome to Shakespeare with a Redneck. What the? I am Wild Bill Wigglestick, and I'll be your handsome host, your gilded guide, your cowboy concierge of Shakespeare. Dude, really? Today on Shakespeare with a Redneck, I'm going to perform the prologue from Romeo and Juliet. Damn it, Bill. Two households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona, where we lay our scene. From ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life, whose misadventured piteous overthrows doth with their death bury their parents' strife. The fearful passage of their death-marked love and the continuance of their parents' rage, which but their children's end not could remove, is now the 2 hours traffic of our stage, the which if you with patient ears attend, what here shall miss, our toil shall strive to mend. Hey, that wasn't half bad. I'm not as dumb as I look. Of course not. You'd be in a coma. Okay, so here's a quick rundown of the situation. Bill, two snot-nosed brats ignore the warnings of their learned parents and end up getting 4 people killed. Bill, come on, man. You're always blah, blah, atheist stuff, blah, blah, boring. Say something fun, for goodness sake. What? Particle is a fun word. Bill, particle. Bill, or talk about horses and dogs. People love horses and dogs. Or boobies. Everybody loves boobies. Bill, oh, can I say boobies on YouTube? If you close your eyes, it doesn't count. Talk about boobies then. Okay, everybody loves those cute little blue-footed bastards. It hurts right here. Culture, baby, coming at you. Avoid bringing a plague on both your houses. A plague on both your houses! By hitting that subscribe button, then that little notification bell. And bang that thumbs up button like frisky cousins at a family reunion. Thank you and take care. Peace.
We're trying to have a good time, and we are back. Everybody does love boobies. I think just about everybody does.
Boobies.
Yeah, I think everybody does.
Surprise! It's boobies.
Yeah, I've never been disappointed when somebody surprised me with boobies. Never have I gone, oh shit, there were boobies over there.
Boobies? Damn. Oh my gosh. Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh. My favorite surprise.
I know. The Neurogeezer says Shakespeare's chorus had to warn the audience that Romeo and Juliet was a tragedy to keep them from burning the theater down. The first 2.5 acts are comedy. Yeah, that's
Really?
Yeah, it is it's a lot of fun. It's complicated.
It's just been so long since I've read it. I don't know, maybe high school was the last time I read it.
Well, the evil one is trying to get me. She's been kind of reaching out to Wild Bill. And in our political climate, she feels that Wild Bill probably could find a quote related to these sorts of things. And I think he probably can. So
I think Wild Bill should run for office.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. Wild Bill and Ollie Dog.
Yeah, you should start doing some like skits of where you run for office and then just make it as like stupid as fuck.
Wild Bill and Willie the Kid.
There you go.
We'll see what we can do.
You're running me.
Yeah. But in the Shakespeare, there is, everybody knows that friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears, right? Where he comes out there and he passionately talks you into feeling bad about the death of Caesar. Caesar's been killed by his own people, and this guy comes out and says, man, we should all be sad. And then he turns all the people in the audience against the people who killed Caesar. Now, if you know really kind of what happened, though, Caesar, they were a democracy, a democratic republic of a fashion, and he was becoming the emperor. He was taking over and was going to refuse to leave office. That's why they killed him.
Where we heard that before.
Right. And now, so everybody knows the friends, Romans, countrymen, but if you go back just a page or two, there is another equally long, very good monologue by another character, and he's essentially laying out why Caesar needs to die. Because he's taking over our country. He's done this. He's not supposed to be doing this. We've got to stop him now. And that's maybe the one that Wild Bill will do if I can.
You should do it. Yeah. You know, I was looking, like, just reading this weekend into some like history stuff because, you know, I just suck at history. Mm-hmm. And I was reading about the Bolshevik.
Yeah.
I didn't realize like that was connected to Anastasia Romanoff, that killing, because I remember seeing that movie was the cartoon, I should say. Not movie, the cartoon came out when I was a little girl, and I remember seeing that, and I didn't realize that connection, and that's how I kind of learned about the Bolshevik Revolution just this weekend, and how that basically they were the ones who set up the foundation that eventually Stalin, right, was able to come in. So it's and I was like, oh my gosh, like the consolidation of power, which is what Trump is doing. Like, what if Trump is not the bad guy? What if we're yet to see the bad guy to really come after? You know, because of what he's making us vulnerable to attack.
True. Oh, very true. Yeah. Being the evil one, we're talking about that yesterday. Now, there is, I feel, allegedly, I'm going to say allegedly, I feel there's somebody who is above Trump who's pulling his strings. Looking at you, Vladimir Putin. If you're watching, Vladimir.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So
and that this weekend, this freaking what happened.
So even if Donald Trump were to no longer be president suddenly, for health reasons, if you will, if that were to happen, J.D. Vance is already in contact with whoever's puppeting Donald Trump. And J.D. Vance would just pull the strings from Trump to him and would continue pulling those strings. However, and, you know, I think all the conservative politicians would probably fall in line with J.D. Vance. Lindsey Graham and all those people sure would. But you know who wouldn't? MAGA. Because no, they are Trump.
Like
they are not. Yeah, they're not J.D. Vance with his makeup and his eye tattoos and, you know, all this other. They're not J.D. Vance. They are not.
They want Trump.
They want Trump. And I feel that if that were to happen, the only person I believe who could probably replace him would be Trump Jr. Eric doesn't have the smarts or the Trump Jr. probably could. I don't think he's not terribly smart, but he just has the personality that could, you know, lead those same people who would be looking for a leader. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and hit the button so you can do Theocracy Watch. Here we go. Let's do this Theocracy. Here, boop.
You're tuned into the Atheist Morning Show on the DAN Network. And this is Theocracy Watch. What happens in Vegas shouldn't always stay in Vegas. Las Vegas has a reputation as a city where people go to let loose, gamble, maybe drink too much, and sometimes get into trouble. But recently, that energy turned into something darker, and it didn't just touch Vegas. It reached all the way into international government. This weekend, Tom Artyom Alexandrovich, a senior Israeli cyber official, party responsible for the design of Israel's Cyber Dome security shield, came to the U.S. and found himself embroiled in a child predator sting. Tom serves as the executive director of the Defense Division and acting head of data and AI at Israel's National Cyber Directorate, which operates under Netanyahu's office. He was in Vegas attending the Black Hat Cybersecurity Conference. I'm sure you've all heard of that. My husband is all about that. One of the world's largest cybersecurity and defense gatherings. Think about it. A deviant with access to the very systems that store and analyze your personal data, your child's photos, their school information, their extracurriculars, their digital footprint. The same dude caught in Las Vegas sting could have access to sensitive details about our families on both sides of the ocean. Alexandrovich was arrested in a covert mission using a computer to lure a child for sex, a felony in Nevada that carries up to 10 years in prison. He believed that he was meeting up with a minor, yet after being booked into the Henderson Detention Center, he was released on $10,000 bail, and by the very next day, he was on a plane back to Israel, quietly swept aside and covered up. The double standard is glaring. While the Trump administration glorifies its supposed commitment to protecting children, it stays shockingly silent when an Israeli official is caught in one of the most serious allegations imaginable. If America cared about the kids, they wouldn't shield predators or weaponize protect the children against queer kids and dissenters, or keep the Epstein files buried. Not only wasn't this just some, come on, like release the files if you actually care about kids. Not only wasn't this just some creep off the street, it was a cyber official from a political ally with access to sensitive systems and personal data who used his position of authority to be a predator. And when the opportunity arose to stand 10 toes down on principle and prove their commitment to protecting the children, both Israel and the U.S. chose instead to protect their alliance. At the end of the day, our commitment to children's safety should transcend politics and challenge the status quo. But the reality is the Trump administration would rather shield their power long before they shield your kids. So stay alert and please mind your kids out there on social media and in their game systems, because there's a lot of chat rooms where predators hide. I'm not sure exactly how he got involved with a sting operation, but please always safeguard your children online and be mindful of what they're doing and call your officials. This has been Theocracy Watch.
You know, do you remember the good old days? Whenever a government official from one country would come over to another country and they would do something ugly or shitty like that, and they would get busted and they would get sent back to their country in shame. And they would no longer, that was kind of the thing. We've seen lots of foreign representatives lose their careers over something like that. But whenever we get these like-minded MAGA Zionists, right? And they turn out to have a similar mindset, oddly. What is this about protecting this kind of person? Why would they protect that person? Why wouldn't he just go to jail like anybody else and they find somebody else to replace him?
Exactly. Because they were hoping that it wouldn't get out, that nobody would know an Israeli official. I mean, this is high up. The fact that he's one of the creators of the security dome or whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah.
So, again, it's like somebody with a position of authority has an in. He's at this big conference that, only like the real big, like tech geekies kind of people go to, right? And he was making posts about how he was hearing so many people speaking Hebrew and just how like they're the leaders of this and yada, yada, yada. And meanwhile, you want to hide the fact that this person who can access all of our data, right? I mean, I'm just assuming that he would be able to access anybody's data
Yeah.
But you want to protect the kids and send him and ship him back home and just keep it a secret instead of doing the right thing and saying, this is what we found, this is what happened, and we're going to handle it like diplomatically like we used to.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
You know, have you noticed that it seems like whenever there's somebody in the government, at least our government, can't speak for the Israeli government, but our government, we get somebody they nominate somebody and they nominate them or they're arrested for or whatever, and these people will pardon or allow, it doesn't matter. They're going to bring somebody up to be a judge over here. RFK is a perfect example. How somebody who's not fit, they're just going to allow that to... Incompetent, absolutely.
And not even just incompetent. Like we're not just talking about someone who isn't capable of doing the job. We're talking about somebody who is knee deep in such fake pseudo-scientific ideas. He's got these corporate people in his back pocket where he's probably hoping that he can sell whatever their wares are or their newfound cures, maybe their homeopathic methods. And I'm not like knocking like I love what Mother Earth gives to us, right? Like absolutely, we survived all these years on what Mother Earth gave to us.
But be smart about it. I get you. Yeah.
Be smart about it. Science is here for a freaking reason, bro.
That's right. That's right.
At least if you listen, at least if you aren't able, if you don't have the ability to do the job, if I was put in a position where I had to do a job, but I knew I wasn't capable, you know what I would do? I would surround myself with people who could. And he has that ability, but that is not what he's doing. He's just letting the corporations get their grubby little paws on our healthcare.
On everything.
On everything.
Yeah. Axel Ignite is here. Good morning, Axel Ignite. I just learned in school about Carter. I think it was who sold his peanut farm to avoid. Yeah, Carter sold his peanut farm to avoid the appearance of conflict of interest.
Really?
Trump is nothing but a conflict of interest.
He's taken every opportunity to make money and profit while he can. Yeah. I mean, God damn.
He's taking money from foreign countries that are hostile to the United States via Bitcoin. Well, how is that even? I don't see how that's even allowed or legal. Homeopathy is the water has memory thing. Neuropathy is herbal medicine, herbal remedies. Naturopathy. There you go. Gotcha. I mean, there is a difference. There's.
I never even heard of naturopathy, but it makes sense.
Yeah. There's one that's one's woo, clear woo.
Oh, well, and he wants to give us out to the woo-woos for sure.
Absolutely. I don't get the thing about him. You know why? I just don't understand why they would do that to
and he's
the
of
research.
A generation that understands how important vaccines are. Like me, or maybe my kids could maybe say, like, I mean, I'm fine. What do I need? It's almost like you take your medicine and then like you stop taking it, which I've done before because, well, I feel my brain feels better now. I don't need the medicine. It's like, no, honey, you feel better because you're taking the medicine. Like all these kids nowadays, maybe they wouldn't understand the importance of a vaccine because they didn't see the repercussions of not having one.
That's right.
I grew up in the time period seeing people suffer and die. You've got a lot of nerve to try to put that curse on our kids.
Yeah. Well, this is again an intentional. This was intentional. I mean, this is the exact opposite of the person that a reason that you would have in that office. It's just like Ted Cruz being put in charge of NASA. Is he in charge of or the Department of Energy? Ted Cruz, for God's sake.
Who that he did a whole gerbil.
What's that? Linda McMahon is the Department of Education Department, the head of the Education Department. The CEO of the wrestling place's wife is the head of. Last time he was in office, it was almost, actually, I think it was worse, technically. This time here, she's completely incompetent, and she's going to destroy it because that's what she's doing. But the last time they had Betsy DeVos in there, or DeVoe, however you say her name. And this is the lady who literally owned the companies that made the money off of student loans. And so she is the one put in the Department of Education, and she's taking it out to where, oh my God, all the protections and it's just crazy how they did this country. It's just horrific.
They made our government the market. Like the government is supposed to protect us from the corporations who want to just eat us alive. Like they regulate certain things. That's why we have some of these agencies to do things. And the EPA, the protections they're cutting, I hear that they want to, I don't know which one it is, but something about the coal or emissions. They want to get rid of emissions protections. They're going to allow businesses to start dumping, to start polluting our all over again. We're going to see the same thing. What was that movie that? Oh, piss.
Brockovich.
Thank you. You knew exactly what I was talking about, right? Like we don't want to see that happen again. I mean, we already know it continues to happen. We already know Flint's in trouble. But it's going to be amplified if they get rid of these protections, and the government continues to allow businesses to take over agencies that were supposed to regulate and keep our safety in mind.
Absolutely. Good morning, the deepest hell. Dr. Troy is in the house. Said hell is a wonderful tool to scare the shit out of people in order to force them to believe in fairy tales. Far too obvious that it is man-made. One of the things I've thought about sometimes is during the Christian purges, the 1700s, the witch hunts and that sort of thing, there's this kind of thing where you would bind a witch's mouth so they couldn't cast spells.
Oh.
Yeah. We still see that in kind of movies today. They'll bind their mouth so they can't cast spells. I think that's what happened with, I don't know, but they bind their, and part of the way, I think the reason why they would do that back in the old days is because if they didn't, the person you were fixing to burn at the stake would talk sense into you. They would talk you out of it. They'd reason you out of it, So that's the witchcraft. That's the witchcraft working.
That tracks.
You were hexed by their words.
Yikes. What crazy? A bunch of baloney.
ICE is putting holes in vehicles now. Shit is going to hit the fan. Yeah, it's not going to get better. We're just watching. We're just watching. Just watching and waiting.
And I love how
ICE is so afraid. The violence against ICE is just increasing. How dare
I know. They're feeling bad. They're having feelings.
Oh, they took a job to harm their fellow Americans, their neighbors, and they feel bad.
I know. That's weird, isn't it?
I'm so worried for them. Like, I don't want anything bad to happen to
We know
ICE.
They're very sad.
Their feelings matter.
Yes.
ICE lives matter.
Do they now? That really is.
Sorry.
Immigration and customs. That's what it started out as. And it's turned into Donald Trump's personal right-wing army. By the time this all goes down, the ones that are still there are the ones that are loyal. If you'll do this to your own people, Austin Sims, people think a huge dick balls is a blessing, but it's really a curse. You're always tripping over it, stepping on it, slamming it into doors. I hate it. Leaving it on the bus. Yep.
I hate when I leave my penis behind on the bus.
Yeah, it's most unfortunate. You got to wash it off and.
Oh my gosh, you got to sanitize the thing. You don't know where it's been.
Yeah, that's true.
Where my dick has been.
That's true. One of the things we're talking about, ICE, MAGA is the gravy train. What do you call them? The gravy seals?
Oh.
That's what MAGA is, the gravy seals. I think ICE is like the physical, the right wing, the strong ones, those who can actually do what the gravy seals wish they could do.
I guess.
I don't know. We'll
they are just armored snowflakes. Nobody needs that much equipment, power to just roam our streets, deciding at random, at will, who they want to mess with that day. I don't like that. That's a gang. That reminds me of a gang. I'm not safe. I don't even want to go outdoors. Yet this gang is federalized by our government.
What's up with that?
What's up with that, bruh? That's why like that Bolshevik. That's why that really got me, because their secret army that they were using to go in and like oust people and steal their land, eventually became is it the KGB? No, who is it they became? They became another, it was like, they just got boop, 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 upgrade.
Yeah. Exactly right. Exactly right.
I was like, what if that's ICE? What if now we have some kind of crazy paramilitary government arm and they just do whatever the F they want?
Yeah.
Even beyond what they're doing. You know what I mean? Like right now they're allegedly just going for people who look like they're not white enough to be an American.
Right.
What if it gets worse than that and they start going for the whiteies? That's going to be.
They're already threatening to. They're already threatening to. They're just waiting for reasons and excuses to go after the Democratic politicians.
Maybe that's when people will really. I mean, I think America's doing a great job of resisting, like the demonstrations and protests, and they really it's freaking incredible. Absolutely incredible. I was kind of hoping I would be able to go this weekend, but I ended up just moving shit and hurting my back.
Oh no!
But no, I'm fine. I'm just sore. Yeah, I don't remember what I was saying.
You had to do stuff.
I had to do other stuff, but important. What this country is doing really shows where our heart is, and I'm thankful for that. But I think we're going to need some more of them comfortable middle class people to get their little booty holes out.
Yeah. Well, I think we haven't seen enough people refuse to follow orders, and those who have,
that's what I was hoping.
We don't hear about it. Yeah.
Well, you're right there. You're right, Chris.
Yeah. I've heard like through the grapevine. You never hear it officially through CBS or NBC or none of that business. But yeah, I've heard that there are, those who have.
I wouldn't be surprised, like a perfunctory compliance. I'm just standing here. I'm not even going to clock. I'm clocking in, but I'm even going to talk. I'm not going to move. I ain't answering a phone. Allegedly there is I want to get more information. A PIS. What's it called? When you don't work, when people don't go to work. What's wrong with my brain? Everybody doesn't go to work that day.
A boycott or like a brownout or something.
Yes, my brain.
Is that okay? Boycott? Is
yes, that's what it is. Yes.
A work stoppage. Blue flu.
Oh, blue flu.
You've never heard of that?
I never heard that, but I think that's cute.
It's where the cops, I think it was like of New York City, they would they'd protest, but they can't actually strike, so they would start calling in sick. And then you've got thousands of them calling in sick, and it's blue flu.
I saw a video. I mean, I don't know where it was. I couldn't get any information, but I saw cops kneeling. I saw them kneel at a protest. I think they even put their, and it was real. It wasn't a fake. And it even almost made me cry because the crowd was like going crazy. And the girl was like, that's all we wanted. That's all we wanted. And
There's not enough of them. Yeah.
These protests, I would say for the most part, are 99.9% peaceful, but the cops and the ICE are the one instigating, because that's how they can round people up.
Right. Well, part of it is rather than just going there and putting their line near where the people are, they go there and I guess their boss says, okay, your line is here. Their line of protesters is here. Move your line up a block. So they are ordered to move the people and force them. And once that starts happening, it starts just getting ugly. Have you guys heard about, I believe it's Oklahoma? Teachers who are coming from California or New York and they're moving to Oklahoma are having to sign loyalty pledges saying the America First pledges.
Wait.
This is...
Oh, that's another thing. Absolutely
Ministry of Truth bullshit right there. That's right, you okay?
Oh, I wanted to research this and I almost forgot. I got to write it down. Okay, so America
Understood.
First. It just brought it to my mind because I saw that the ADL wanted to make America First anti-Semitic. So that's why when you said America First,
Really?
I'm like, what does any of this mean? I'm getting
Wow.
confused because
Yeah.
they're starting to argue with each other like things aren't, the circle
Wow.
is being destroyed. Yeah.
That's weird.
Because, okay, so tell
didn't
me about
know.
this America First. I need to know.
No. It's a loyalty pledge. If you're a teacher coming into Oklahoma and you want to teach in Oklahoma, you have to swear a pledge that you believe a loyalty first or America first. Basically, that you're a right-wing person, I guess is what they're trying to get. An America First pledge. Is that right? America First, a loyalty pledge. Only apparently teachers from California and New York. So if you're a teacher from Texas, if you're a teacher from Wyoming, apparently they don't seem to give a shit. But if you're Texas and New York, so it's like a loyalty pledge. It literally is a loyalty pledge.
I'll have to look this up and maybe I can do a thing on it because that's something that Marjorie Taylor Greene says all the time, America First. And I don't know if that's what made the ADL start to pounce on it because they don't like her because I do believe she does say anti-Semitic things.
Oh, she does.
Yeah, she does. I'm
I'd
not
be surprised if she did
on that.
Yeah. Here's an article from it's hiding the thing. It's an article from Newsweek. Teachers to be tested on woke questions in Oklahoma. Oklahoma Superintendent for Public Instruction Ryan Walters. He's a repeat offender. Isn't he the guy who tried to buy the Trump Bibles? He's the one who was trying to,
Didn't I just report on him doing like with some scandal?
Some other crazy bullshit. You know what? I'm going to send you this link that I just found. I'm going to send it to you in Discord, just in case you want to.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, because it looks like a good little article. This is just the thing that's going on now. I don't know what. Walter said his test compiled in association with conservative educational group PragerU could be extended to the future. Well, I don't even know why these people are allowed to be in power at all.
Oh, my Jiminy Christ.
Boggles my brain. There's Ryan. Boop. Boop. I see Pickles. Pickles is so cute.
Shoot.
Okay. So that's a good little article for what's going on now. I don't know if they're going to, if this article, I haven't got to read it yet. If it mentions the past where he was the one who was trying to get the Bibles. Apparently they have an incentive program in Oklahoma trying to lure teachers there.
And why would you even need an incentive?
Why would you need the, yeah. It's kind of, But the good thing is you don't have to be good teachers, apparently. No need to worry about that. Jeanette's Boxing Channel. Hi, everyone. I just saw another Catholic video protesting LGBT parade. When I told them why don't they protest priests essaying children, they got angry and told me to stop bringing the same theme. Aren't they bringing the same theme?
Yeah. They're the ones.
Yeah, I guess they are. Actually, no. Walters got in some hot water from some naughty images from his desktop. Oh, yeah, that was just like a week ago.
Yes, that's the one. That's the one. I was trying to search it on my notes, but I think I was struggling to find it. Yes, he was the one who they had a meeting and his computer thing popped up and they saw naked people.
Naked, yes.
During like a board meeting or something.
A church kind of board meeting kind of situation. Yep.
Where you should never be looking at that kind of
hypocrisy. Yeah. Hypocrisy is one of their signature moves. Yeah. I'm gonna run our second Wild Bill commercial. Whenever we come back, we will round out the rest of the show, my friends. We'll see you in just a few minutes.
Hello, and welcome to
Shakespeare with a Redneck.
Finally.
I'm Wild Bill Wigglestick, and this is my trusty sidekick, Willie the Kid. And we'll be your handsome hosts, your gilded guide, your cowboys, concierges to Shakespeare. Oh, how cute. Wait, is that at 2, Ollie? Run along, little doggy.
Bill, where the hell have you been?
Well, I've been roaming the earth, going back and forth upon it, to and fro and whatnot. I like to travel too. Wait a second. Yep, back and forth upon earth, doing unto others before they do unto me. Bill, are you quoting the Bible? Trying to quote the Bible? Indeed, I am. Despite my appearance, I am a man of culture and know many things, not just Shakespeare. Really? So you have a Shakespeare monologue related to atheism or skepticism? Indeed, I do. Bear witness. Oh, this is going to be good. This is the excellent foppery of the world, that when we are sick in fortune, often the product of our own behavior, we make guilty of our disasters the sun, the moon, and stars, as if we were villains on necessity, fools by heavenly compulsion, knaves, thieves, and treacherous by spherical predominance, drunkards, liars, and adulterers by an enforced obedience of planetary influence. And all that we are evil in by a divine thrusting on. An admirable evasion of whoremaster man to lay his goatish disposition to the charge of a star. My father compounded with my mother under the dragon's tail, and my nativity was under Ursa Major, so that it follows I am rough and lecherous. I should have been that I am had the maidenliest star in the firmament twinkled on my bastardizing. Wow, that really is spot on about what we cover here on the channel, about how, people. So here's a quick rundown of the situation. Bill, this non-believer, ignores the teachings of his learned father and ends up getting 4 people killed. Bill, that's not... Okay. Carry on. Shakespeare was a heathenistic non-believer bound for the fiery pits of hell, just like yourselves. I don't think. And in order to throw the murderous church of the time off his heathen trail, he writes the skeptic as a sneaking, lying, adulterated father and brother, hating and betraying villain who ends up getting his comeuppance in the end. Bill, oh, come on, man. You're always blah, blah, Bible stuff, blah, blah, boring. You got to spice things up. Bill, tacos are spicy. Everybody loves tacos. Bill, tacos and boobies. Okay, you're not wrong there either. Tasty and delicious culture, baby, coming at you. Avoid the storm of familial discontent. Blow winds and clap your cheeks by clicking that subscribe button and hitting that. Wait a second. Don't you mean crack your cheeks? Nope. Bill. Send safely, my friends. Take care.
Peace.
Analyze that.
We're back now. I haven't. Well, I've been trying different thumbnails. Well, we can talk a little shop for a second. Yeah, I've been trying different thumbnails. I tried a different style this time. My last one I think was better. Trying to go for this, but I still got work to do. I got to be honest. I don't see that it makes that much a difference.
No.
To me, it seems like I could post a video and not put any description, not put any hashtags, not put any freaking thing. I could just have a screenshot of the thing and it would get just as much views if I went and put a 300-word SEO based, description and hashtags and tags and blessed it and prayed over it and did the Jedi mind trick on it. You know what I mean? So.
Do you do descriptions for the show, for every show?
No,
That's
not
a lot
for the
of
show.
work.
I do the descriptions for every video.
Okay. Because for the show, I wondered, do you think that would help if the algorithm would know who to push it out to?
I might need to redo the algorithm, redo the thing for the show. Something, I don't know.
That's
just
so much work.
Yeah, it is.
I'm just saying,
I don't know.
every day to do a title, make a thumbnail, write a description, so that way the algorithm knows who to. You know what I'm saying? That's
it gets there. I got to be honest. Sometimes I don't. For this show, I'll just go find. What I'll do sometimes. I won't have any idea what we're going to I'll do for the show. I get up, I'll go and look in my image folder that I've used before. And, I'll say, for example, I'll see one where God is crazy. He's got this God, he's got his crazy going out. And I'll just go, hey, is God insane? And I'll just use that same thumbnail and we'll do that same topic or a variation of that topic. I've done that several times just because it makes it easier, instead of having to redo it all.
I don't even like making thumbnails when I do a video once or twice a week. I get annoyed.
Yeah.
Like I think okay, I'll just do every single thumbnail the same exact way. And then I don't want to do that because I don't know, something in my brain says, I'm bored with that. So then I want to start all over. It's the worst. It's the worst.
Right. Well, real quick, I don't want to kill the show's speed with shop talk. However, this is not really shop talk. I'm going to change the subject because it's not that I want to know about the process of your latest video, but about the topic of your latest
Pardon
video.
me.
You're doing a series now on.
Oh yeah.
Well, tell us about what your series is.
So called Dropout. It's basically really me getting a little more personal and almost using it as a diary to map out my life. Because there's many things I've just never talked about. Like the minutia of growing up as a JW. I kind of just do factual videos about this, that, and the other. So the next video is supposed to be about feminism. And it's pretty fitting because there's a new wave. Well, we've seen it, but there's a lot more, I think, media coverage around these far right-wing people who don't think women should be able to vote, that the men should be the one carrying the vote and stuff. Yeah. So it's poignant. I want to do it. I just haven't been inspired outside because it's been way too hot.
Right. Oh yeah.
And I did start cleaning up my sewing room because I thought, okay, well, I can do like I said, I would do a walk through sewing kind of type deal. Mm-hmm. So I did get my room cleaned up. So hopefully I can record in there, and maybe I can do it this week.
Well,
I'm a little late.
Have you heard about how Mike Johnson and he would like to see it go? He'd like to see us vote. Yeah.
Yeah.
He had an interview where he was talking about, or was it Mike Johnson or was it JD Vance? It was one of those two where they were talking about, I think it was Mike Johnson.
It's probably Johnson because he seems to be that kind of guy. I don't know about
what
Vance,
he was saying. What he was saying was that for every child you have, you should get a vote. And so the man should get to vote for the wife, and for every child you should have, so if you have a man and a wife and 4 children under the age of 18, then that's like 6 votes just for him. Then he gets to make those decisions for all those. That's how he would do it.
Wow.
Yeah, they would have that. This is just, just like all these other things. These are the initial cracks. The women's rights are going to be under attack even more. They're already going after gay rights. I said that.
Yes.
That. Yep. They're already going after gay rights, as they said they would. And you know what? I said they'd go after women's rights. I said they'd go after women's rights to easy divorce. What do you call it? No fault divorce. And then also about Black people's rights to freedom, to be able to vote, all these things. And they're going after them. It's part of the plan. If they're not in it now, it's part of the plan. They're saying, no, you're being alarmist. Well, you said that whenever I was like, they're going to go after gay people. No, they won't go after gay people. They'll go after abortion. No, they won't go after abortion. They'll go after Medicare and Medicaid. No, they wouldn't go after Medicare. No, they won't do that. Medicaid.
Around every corner that we've shown, we've given evidence as to their patterns and their methods. They continuously poo-poo us, which is why I just feel as though it's just all part of the program.
Right.
It's just intentional.
Trip has a good quote. Well, something like that, whenever you think about like Johnson, well, he's all about forcing women to get pregnant. And, he wants a good conservative man is to have a bunch of babies. And they're trying to incentivize you to have babies, especially Christians. So, these people ain't right in the head.
Give you what would they say they'll give you for a baby? Is it $1,000 or something? They said.
I thought it was 5. Was it
5? Oh wow!
Either one. It's just chump change, really.
We're gonna take away your health care, so you're gonna have to pay the $25,000 hospital bill, but we're gonna give you $5,000, honey. Woo.
Yeah.
Woo!
That hospital bill, that's the very least it's going to cost. Yeah.
That's like a coupon. They basically just giving you you get $5,000 off of your hospital bill.
Giles says, and Laura Loomer bears a striking resemblance to Jigsaw from the Saw movies.
You know, I don't.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who thought that.
Appearance, but she is a see you next Tuesday and deserves it. She's deserving.
This lady is a right-wing psychopath, and on her word, lifelong employees of the government are being fired and losing their careers. Just because she tweets out that she lies. Yeah, she's a Donald Trump ass kisser is all she is. That's what gives her the power.
How does that entitle her to making decisions for us, for the United States?
I don't know, but it seems to be working.
It feels unprecedented, and the amount of silence coming from the Democrats and of course the Republicans are okay with it, but if it was the coin flipped, they'd be losing their ish.
Right. Okay, here's a good point. Here's one. Check this out. U.S. pauses visitor visas for Gazans after Laura Loomer post. She made a post and has wrecked people's lives. Can you imagine how many people that,
there's crazy. So many kids waiting on medical help. Adults too, amputees and whatnot who are desperate for medical assistance, and she just cut them all off.
Yeah. Just on a whim that they're going to follow this lady.
Right.
Let me look here and check out something else.
But yet she's silent on this Israeli guy. Is she say anything about him?
Oh yeah, I don't know. Has she? I'm not sure. Here's an article from let me look here. April 3rd of this year. The title is Trump fires 6 NSC officials after Oval Office meeting with Laura Loomer. 6 officials of the National Security Council were fired on this right-wing, what is she? A social media content creator? Right-wing influencer. That's all she's got on her whim. And I just think it's too much power for these people. And then the notion they're going out and purging all the people. If you're a Democrat, they're purging you from office. This is crazy. Just wait, people. Just wait. It is going to be fun. Not in a good kind of fun way, though. Let me see. Randall Flagg. That'd be a Shempard. If they get rid of divorce, there's always the total recall divorce. No, they wouldn't get rid of divorce. What they'll get rid of is no contest divorce, right? Back in the day, women used to have to prove why they deserved to get a divorce. And it was really just her word against his, unless there was sort of like police charges or something. But then they made it to where you didn't need to have anybody be at fault. It was just, you know what? We're incompatible. We don't want to be married anymore.
Right. That's so weird. I just think it's disgusting to want to force people to stay together. Why? So your friends, basically what you're saying is, people who are abusive, who take advantage of women, and you want to make sure that they have the ability to continue to take advantage. That's what you're saying. Because why else would you want to do that to your daughters, to your wives, to your mother?
Right. Well, on the right, there's this notion that women go along and they just marry a man for his belongings. And then once they get his belongings, they get a divorce, and now she takes all of his stuff. Oh,
it's the big scheme. That's what we all do.
Yeah. Like the trans people who want to win a swimming competition, so they go through all the trouble.
The other bathroom. That's what it's about.
Yes.
Freaking heck.
These people are crazy. Well, how did these people get money? I know the answer. Money is how they got in control of our government. It's a stupid, easy answer. Theoretically, sounds like Schwarzenegger takes part in right hand. Oh, I actually kind of like Schwarzenegger. I like him. Well, the reason why I like him as a politician, believe it or not, is because there was these floods and fires going on over in California, and it was Wolf Blitzer was interviewing him, and he was telling Wolf about what he was going to do for the state to make things right and to help people. And Wolf's like, what do you think your right-wing counterparts are going to think about that, spending all that money? He's like, I don't care. That's not the important thing. The important thing is getting this done and this done and this done. And Wolf Blitzer kept trying to force him back into this. Well, what are you going to do when the right-wing party doesn't like the fact that you're doing that? I don't care. It's the right thing to do. And I was like, I like him.
Yeah.
That's kind of, yeah.
I like people who will stand up and do the right thing, even if it's not popular.
Yeah. Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Jeanette's Boxing says, I hate it when those people have an I can attack you, you can't attack me back attitude. That's the whole premise of this Christian victimhood. The modern Christian victimhood, where we're oppressing them while they oppress us. You know, you've seen the picture of the kid with the boot. It's a picture of somebody with a boot, and then it turns out it's got their own boot on their own head. That's what the whole Christian thing is right now.
It's all about provocation. They provoke you to the point you have to say something, do something, and then the first thing they do is play the victim role.
Yep.
Oh,
and now in Trump's federal government, they don't just have to play the victim role. Now they can start reporting people to their boss who offend their religious sensibilities.
Right.
That's crazy.
Taking it so far. They're continued to make provisions for themselves while silently annexing the rest of us and continuing to close off, narrow every single avenue that we're supposed to have, that we allegedly are entitled to in this free country.
Yep. And a lot of that's just Donald Trump buying the Christians. He's willing to enforce a Christian theology on the people of the United States in order to get their vote. Even
when he don't give two flaps about, he's the weakest ass Christian in the world.
We got a super chat earlier and I missed it. I'm sorry.
Oh, shoot. I did see it, but my brain, some of my brain.
Chick Magnate says, to shepherd has two E's. Shep hard equals around. Aroused. Three Stooges. Shepherd. I get it. Shepherd has two E's. Shep hard.
Aroused. Shep hard.
Uh-huh.
It took me a second. Shep. Okay. Derp. Mm-hmm. Sorry, guys.
And then hard. The deepest hell for $2 said, good Christian Jews, hell is a weapon. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. And it's just I don't think any two of them have the same notion of what hell is.
Yeah. It's all just made up. That really they are reading into the Bible. What's one of those famous? Is it Dante's Inferno?
That's crazy. Yeah.
And there's another one. There's some other series that was written to The Taken. Is it the Taken series? Something like a Rapture type thing. And it was so like infiltrated into the pop culture that it became inspiring in their religion.
Oh, you're talking about Left Behind series?
Yeah, I think that's the one.
Okay. Yeah. The Left Behind series. I actually read that with my girlfriend. I read like the first four or so books. Mm-hmm. If you're a believer, that's a very cool, well, at least the books. I know there was a movie made by Kirk Cameron, right? Is it not Kirk Cameron? Who is it?
Well, I know Kirk Cameron is one of them hardcore.
Yeah, he made a Left Behind
for
movie.
Jesus kind of guy.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I mean, if they had done it like a real movie, like a Constantine, like the way the directors approached Constantine in both movies, whether it's Constantine or Left Behind, the writers, directors, the audience, and everybody has gone on the presumption that it is real, that it is happening, that God is real. But the directors with the Left Behind series, instead of making a good movie out of the story that was there, they made a movie sucking right-wing Christian nonsense, Had they done it because from what I read in the book, there were some really cool things. They had I hate to say it. I mean, it wouldn't have gotten so popular had there not been some really cool things in there. Chick Magnate for $2. Thank you for the super chat. Says, mistake on my part, it would be a shimpard. Oh, a shimpard. You know,
Was it shrimp? Oh,
Shimp.
Shep.
Shimp.
I guess it's been a while since I said the Three Stooges names. So
Shimp. Yeah. Larry,
No,
Moe, and
Larry,
Curly, and then there's
Curly,
Curly Joe and
Shrimp.
Shimp.
Shemp.
It's actually the Five Stooges. I guess there was 6 because there was.
Yeah, they
Stooges were there
replaced
total?
them all, didn't they? At one point.
I think they did. How many Stooges?
I used to love Bye Rainbow. I used to love the Three Stooges.
Oh, for God's sake. Just give me an
Love
answer.
you.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6.
Wow.
There we go.
Well, thank you, Chick Magnate. We appreciate you.
Chick
And happy
Thank you very
belated. We gave you
Yes,
an early
happy belated
birthday,
birthday.
but you had your birthday this weekend, so
Happy birthday.
happy birthday.
Edibos. The death and resurrection of our Lord Jesus Christ loses no power even when used in the American government. The errors of government do not change the fact that Jesus died and rose and is coming.
Well, I agree that whatever the government does changes nothing about Bible, whatever you believe. I do agree with that. We're just talking about how they abuse and twist narrative to.
The Christians shouldn't be using their beliefs to enforce it on the rest of us, the American government. They should not be Christianizing the American government. So,
Right.
Yeah. And, you know, Edibos has been here a day or two. Edibos is one of those Christians who, just like all the rest of them, let's give us your idea of hell. Let us know what your idea of hell is.
Well,
Let us know
what is
in the chat.
your idea of hell, Edibos, and what scriptures do you use to support that idea of?
I'd like
hell?
to know.
Mm-hmm.
Later, Rainbow. Rainbow's bouncing. Later, Rainbow. Thank you for joining us.
There's so much conflation in the Bible too. Like they intentionally conflate like Sheol with hell, which wasn't even in there, to now say, oh, this idea that we have of hell, now it's in the OT or the Tanakh, whatever you want to call it, when it really, that's not what it was. Sheol is completely, Sheol doesn't truly have a connotation in the Bible. It's almost just a place. It's just the underworld, but there's not necessarily a negative to it or a positive, because there's people down there who are receiving drink and okay. And then there's some who are not receiving drink. Like when Jesus, the parable where he goes down there and is it Abraham and Lazarus? I forget actually, but y'all know what I'm talking about. The one is like chilling and the other's not doing so good.
I'm not familiar with that story, to be honest.
I forget which parable, but Jesus goes down there
To hell.
and yeah.
Oh.
Or not hell, sorry, but
To Sheol or somewhere. Bad place.
Yeah. It's either Sheol or Hades. I don't remember. I apologize.
Gehenna? It wasn't Gehenna, was it?
No, it wouldn't be Gehenna because that it does have a different connotation that again people try to confuse with this burning hell ideology. They take 4 words basically and try to construe them as one. And they're not. They're different thoughts.
Mm-hmm. Good morning, Brent A. says, okay, I caught up. Yeah, I heard of this Israeli child essayer in Bibi's regime. I wonder what they're going to do to him once he gets back. Is it just back to work as usual?
I think that I did. I think that I read that he stepped down, but I mean, who are we to know if that really truly happened? And who's to say he didn't just go to a different position that's a step down?
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah,
well, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and read our super chats and wrap up our show for the day. Let me come over here. Go to our show. I very much appreciate you, the super chats. You guys are wonderful. Chick McNate, Shepherd has 2 E's. Shep Hard, Aroused, 3 Stooge. Okay, I get you now. Now I get it. Well, now I get it. Shep Hard. I didn't get it the first time. Now I get it. A Stooge with a Woody. The deepest hell for $2 said good Christians use hell as a weapon. Even bad ones, I think, probably use hell as a weapon. Yeah. And Chick Magnate said a mistake on my part, it would be Shimpard. Now I get it. Yeah, now I get it. It took all this time for me to get that. Anyway, thank you all for the support, my friends. I very much appreciate you. Ryan, thank you for joining me again today. Tomorrow's Tuesday, the day of twos. See what it
It'll be
holds.
the two of us
It will.
taking a
It will.
deuce. We'll have to take a deuce.
We'll got John Hudson here. He'll take the deuce for us.
Awesome. All right. Just don't let your
Yes.
balls touch the water, John. We love you.
Yes, all
Bye,
4
guys.
of your
Have a good
balls.
day.
Don't let them touch the water. Later.
Got a house that smells like old cheese and shame. Father Flanagan's flesh candles change the game. Goat-scented thrills for your soul's delight. Light it up, baby, make your room right. When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan, here to set the tone. Confession booths, busy, no need to stress. Light a candle and forget your mess. Gross odors vanish like sins in the wind. With each wick, guess who's your new best friend? When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan, here to set the tone. Lambs and calves may have their day, but goat's the scent that leads the way. Clean your slate with a sniff so pure. Father Flanagan's got the cure. Turn your home into a saintly space. With every whiff, find redeeming grace. From your living room to the kitchen sink, light the goat candle